Leave It to Beaver. It was the classic TV show that defined an era. Iconic, wholesome, heartwarming, and a window into 1950s America. But behind the scenes, life wasn't always picture perfect for the cast of Leave It to Beaver. We shared their laughter, their struggles, their first dates, but the cameras eventually stopped rolling and we're left wondering what really happened to the stars of Leave It to Beaver. We're pulling back the curtain and taking a look at the real lives of the actors who brought those beloved characters to life. From their careers to their personal struggles and even their final days, we've got it all covered. We'll uncover the highs and lows, the triumphs and the heartbreaks that shaped their journeys after Leave It to Beaver ended. Buckle up, get ready to take a trip down memory lane, remember some heartwarming moments and maybe shed a tear or two because some of these stories will shock you. Let's start with the face of the show, the one and only Jerry Mathers, who played the mischievous but lovable Theodore Beaver Cleaver. Jerry won our hearts at just 6 years old, that innocent charm, bright smile, and those inquisitive eyes. He was the quintessential all-American boy. But what happened after the show ended? After Leave It to Beaver wrapped, Jerry stepped away from the spotlight to focus on his education, a decision many child stars grapple with. He even served in the United States Air Force Reserves. Talk about a different kind of role. There was a time a rumor spread that he had died in Vietnam. Spoiler alert, he didn't. But acting was in his blood, and Jerry eventually returned to the entertainment world, appearing in revivals of Leave It to Beaver like the new Leave It to Beaver in the 80s. Now, Jerry's life hasn't been without its challenges. He's spoken candidly about his struggles with type 2 diabetes, a diagnosis he received in his late 40s. But true to form, Jerry met this health hurdle head-on, becoming an advocate for diabetes awareness and showing incredible strength and resilience. And let's be honest, he'll always be our Beaver, a role that brought joy to generations. He later found success in real estate. Today, Jerry Mathers is alive and well, enjoying retirement. Next up we have Tony Dow, who played Wally Cleaver, Beaver's cool and protective older brother. Wally, the responsible one, the heartthrob with cool blue eyes, always there to lend a helping hand, or maybe some brotherly advice, whether Beaver wanted it or not. Tony embodied that perfect blend of all-American teenage charm and good-natured spirit. He was athletic and intelligent while also being polite to his parents. But like many actors, Tony's journey took him beyond the bright lights of Hollywood. After Leave It to Beaver, Tony continued acting, appearing in various TV shows and films, but he also explored his creative side, venturing into directing and sculpting. It's clear that Tony had a deep well of artistic talent that extended far beyond acting. However, Tony's life has also been marked by personal struggles. He's spoken openly about his battle with depression, which he struggled with after Leave It to Beaver ended, a topic that often carries stigma but is incredibly important to discuss. Tony's willingness to share his experience undoubtedly helped others facing similar challenges, showing that even those who seem to have it all can struggle with mental health. Sadly, in 2022, Tony Dow passed away after a battle with cancer, first prostate cancer, then later, prostate and gallbladder cancers, leaving fans heartbroken. Now let's talk about the heart of the Cleaver family, the incomparable Barbara Billingsley, who played the iconic June Cleaver. No one rocked pearls in the kitchen like her. With her perfectly coiffed hair and that warm, loving smile, Barbara became the epitome of the 1950s and 60s mom. But Barbara was so much more than just a TV mom. She had a long and varied career in Hollywood, be it playing a hilarious role in Airplane, voicing a character in Muppet Babies, appearing in films alongside legends like Abbott and Costello, and even starring in a few films noir talk about range. But it was her role as June Cleaver that truly cemented her place in television history. Barbara embraced the role of June, understanding the impact it had on generations of viewers. Barbara passed away peacefully in 2010 at the age of 94. Her legacy as America's mom lives on, her warmth, grace, and those iconic pearls forever etched in our memories. Hugh Bowmont, America's favorite TV dad, the man behind Ward Cleaver's wise demeanor. He was the patriarch of the Cleaver family, the wise and steady Ward Cleaver, played by Hugh Bowmont. Hugh brought a quiet strength and authority to the role of Ward, dispensing life lessons and fatherly advice with a calm demeanor and a twinkle in his eye. But Hugh's life was more than just playing a TV dad. Before his acting career took off, Hugh was actually an ordained Methodist minister. Talk about a calling. He brought a natural sense of morality and ethics to his roles, especially as Ward Cleaver. Beyond acting, Hugh was a loving husband and father. He was married to his wife Catherine for over 30 years, and they had 3 children together. A preacher-turned-actor, Bowmont stepped away from Hollywood after the show ended. He later suffered a stroke and spent his later years writing. Sadly, Bowmont passed away in 1982 at the relatively young age of 73. But his legacy as the quintessential TV dad, the voice of reason and wisdom in the Cleaver household, continues to resonate with audiences today. Chapter 5. Ken Osmond, From Eddie Haskell to a Life of Service. Now who could forget Eddie Haskell, Wally's mischievous, memorably two-faced, smart-mouthed and smooth-talking best friend, played to perfection by Ken Osmond. He was the friend parents loved to hate. With his slicked-back hair, his charming grin, and his knack for getting into trouble, Eddie was the quintessential troublemaker with a heart of gold. Well, maybe just a smidge of gold. But Ken's real life after Leave It to Beaver might surprise you because it took a completely different turn. While Ken continued acting, appearing in various TV shows and movies, he eventually took a different path. He became a police officer in Los Angeles. Talk about a career change. Ken served on the force for over a decade, proving that he was more than just a talented actor, he was a dedicated public servant. However, Ken's time as a police officer wasn't without its difficulties. He survived multiple shootouts in the line of duty. Sadly, Ken passed away in 2020 at the age of 76. But his legacy as the lovable rascal Eddie Haskell continues to bring laughter to generations of fans. Chapter 6. Frank Bank, Remembering Lumpy Rutherford, another Wally's loyal buddy and friend. Let's move on to the lovable but sometimes clueless Clarence Lumpy Rutherford, played by Frank Bank. Lumpy, with his hulking physique and his heart of gold, often found himself caught between Eddie Haskell's and Wally's schemes and misadventures. After the show ended, Frank stepped away from acting to pursue a career in finance. He became a stockbroker, proving that there was more to him than met the eye. Sadly, Frank passed away from cancer in 2013, one day after his 71st birthday. But his legacy as the lovable Lumpy Rutherford, Wally's loyal if sometimes misguided friend, continues to entertain audiences. Rusty Stevens played Larry Mondello, Beaver's lovable friend and classmate. He is known for his perpetually apple and candy bar munching habits and not always being the smartest kid around. He often led Beaver astray and into trouble. But TV fans were shocked when Stevens stopped starring in the iconic show after 3 seasons. Why? It was rumored that there was a conflict between his mother and the producers of the show, so he ended up being written out of the show. Others thought it was due to his family relocating from California to Philadelphia. Stevens himself wanted to leave show business and lead a normal, so he did not continue with acting. But, afterwards he made brief returns to television and even came back to the show during the reboots. He retired from acting in 1989 and lives a low-key life on the East Coast with his family. Stephen Talbot, also known as Gilbert Bates, was another one of the Beaver's loyal friend in the show. Talbot was the son of Hollywood actor Lyle Talbot. Talbot did not start out as Beaver's good friend, as he was always troublesome and a loudmouth who always got Beaver in trouble in the show. Talbot continued to be a child actor, appearing in legendary shows like The Twilight Zone, Perry Mason and Lassie, after he starred in Leave It to Beaver. Talbot later turned to journalism and became a news producer on the show Frontline and American Experience. He even won Emmys and Peabodys for his reporting. He has continued to work as a news and documentary producer. He lives in San Francisco with his family. Chapter 7. Richard Deacon, the unforgettable Fred Rutherford. And finally, we can't forget about Richard Deacon, who played the unforgettable Fred Rutherford, Ward Cleaver's business partner and sometimes adversary. With his booming voice, his imposing stature, and his penchant for getting under Ward's skin, Fred provided a hilarious counterpoint to the Cleaver family's more laid-back dynamic. But Richard was more than just a one-note character actor. He had a long and successful career in Hollywood, appearing in countless TV shows and movies, often playing comedic roles that showcased his impeccable timing and knack for physical comedy. Despite his on-screen persona as the grumpy but lovable Fred Rutherford, Richard was known for his kind heart and generosity off-screen. Sadly, Richard passed away in 1984 at the age of 62, but his legacy as the blustery but ultimately good-hearted Fred Rutherford continues to bring laughter to fans of Leave It to Beaver. The cast of Leave It to Beaver captured an era, entertained generations, and even left an unforgettable mark on pop culture. They are a group of talented individuals who brought joy to millions and left an indelible mark on television history. Though some of the cast are no longer with us, Leave It to Beaver remains one of the most beloved TV shows in history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.